You get me?
Yeah.
Imagine, boom, I've moved out of my mum's house at 18 years old because I
Yeah.
wanted freedom, I wanted to smoke loud, this and the other.
Yeah.
I've now moved out at 18, I'm living this sick life, bro.
Yeah.
I'm clubbing all the time, I'm smoking weed whenever I want. I got no paranoia because no one's there to tell me off. Boom, 2023 hits, yeah? Just the start of 2023 hit, my mum dies in a car crash.
Your mum?
Yeah.
Oh,
My little sister
sorry
was
to
in the
hear
car
that,
with
bro.
her. She survives, yeah, but they were both in a coma, yeah. I didn't have the balls to go to the hospital when she was in a coma because I had left just for the fact that I wanted to smoke bud, basically.
Yeah.
So my guilty conscience was like, I've rather fucked it here because I've not said anything to my Ma Duke since she's passed away and I can't do nothing. Do you get what I'm trying to say, yeah?
Mm.
And the whole time, yeah, throughout my whole life, I've always had the biggest fear of death. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah, death scared the fuck out of me because I didn't believe there was anything after you die. So, when my mum passes away, bro, that's when I then stumble across near-death experience stories on YouTube. I just stumbled across it.
Yeah.
Listened to one. Then I listened to one every single night after work before going to sleep, all the way up until my mum's funeral. I get to my mum's funeral, the one video that I watch before I go to bed, before going to my mum's funeral, was a near-death experience person talking about how they had a conversation with Jesus Christ and they were like, yo, I don't know which church to choose. And he said, none of them are wrong. There's just a perfected one. Yeah, and the perfected one was when Jesus Christ actually came as a spirit down to earth to a man called Joseph Smith, which is our first prophet, right?
Okay.
And he basically revitalized something called the priesthood, yeah, which is the authority to act on behalf of Jesus' name.
Oh, okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
So
So
what,
now-
like the apostles? Like the
Now,
same
you know
kind of
how
thing?
in Sunday you're supposed to break bread and give water to people, like the Last Supper. That's
The
church
Last Supper,
Sunday.
yeah.
Like every church,
Yeah.
they break bread and drink water.
Yeah, I
right?
know, yeah.
The priesthood essentially is the authority to bless it in the correct way. So Jesus is actually blessing it with his say. All the other churches, don't get it twisted, he's there when the meetings are happening. I've heard all this stuff from near-death experiences, not from my choice.
Yeah.
I've not just made this stuff up. He's at all Christian services, he loves it.
Yeah.
But the perfected one is just because they've got sacred ordinances which we won't be able to comprehend on this earth, but basically one of the ordinances is in our temple you can baptize someone that's dead as long as someone in the family has given the name and given the okay for it. Yeah, bro. And there's people on the other side waiting for baptisms. Why? Because if you was a harami your whole life, yeah, doing mad thing, get to the other side and you see that there's Jesus and there's different glories of heaven, yeah, are you not going to want to say, okay, I'm sorry, I lived a bad life, can I get forgiven? And then he says, so be it that one of your people on earth does your baptism. And then they'll just be sitting there for eternity waiting for someone in their family to do the baptism. That's why in our religion, it's so important to convert people, to give them that opportunity of, by the way, if you've got relatives that want to be baptized and saved, you can do that now.
So you believe that any kind of baptizes? Like
There's a sacred baptism. There's a normal baptism to convert you to the church. You do that in the church. Then the sacred baptism is in the temple. We only have two, one in Preston and one in London.
No, but imagine like if you're a Christian from other affiliation, I need to be baptized by the Mormonism.
Again, if you're going to convert. Let me show you what our temple looks like from London. You might have seen it. It's in Crawley, London LDS temple. But yeah, so before my mum's funeral, I heard that near-death experience saying my church is basically the right one, yeah? The truest one, yeah? So then I've gone there with a different mindset. And as I've walked into the building, everything just looked like home. Like I was back where I was meant to be the whole time. But it's just because I was looking at it from a different perspective. And look, so our churches don't look like that, bro. Inside, bro, is just pure white and gold.
Sit down. Yeah, I remember like they had like this, you remember, innit? Like they had this like thin like
my grandparents
mirrors
go
and
there bare, bro.
Mm.
But yeah, basically that's a London temple, innit? That's basically my religion, innit? But
Alright.
I've only just very recently actually started caring about it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So I would never be like a face for other people to be like, oh, that's what Mormons is. Because I'm not, because look, I'm burnt out, do you know what I'm saying?
I feel it, yeah.
I'm still trying to work out my thing, bro.
No, yeah, you do what you gotta do, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I heard about the Mormons. I don't know about the doctrine. I'm not explaining it. But I knew that they would preach a lot and stuff. A bit like Jehovah's Witnesses. But Jehovah's Witnesses are non-Trinitarians. So we like opposite.
Oh,
to
you
the
don't think about the Trinity?
We don't believe in the Trinity. Like
So
Jehovah's
who's God and who's Jesus to you?
So for like I can say like so for us Jesus is a creation of God. Like me
I got
and
the
you.
same thing in my head.
Yeah, for us like Unitarians, like because we're Unitarians, so we don't believe that Jesus was God or was in any sort. I'll say. It wasn't God. That's it. It's just a creation like me and you.
Let me blow your head now.
Let
me blow your head now.
Creation.
I gave this analogy to my brethren, and he ran like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
You know GTA.
Yeah.
You know how you can make a skin in GTA Online.
Yeah.
You can make a character. You can
Okay.
design him however you want, whatever.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're outside the computer.
Yeah.
You're still controlling the character.
Yeah.
Everything you do to the game is you
Yeah.
to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every character in the game looks at your character and says that is you. Yeah. They identify as that as you.
Yeah.
Can you take place of your character? No. Why? Because you are human biological form. You can't be digital. So to be in that universe on their physical plane, you have to be digital, right?
Yeah.
So that's a different dimension, yeah? It's a 2D dimension,
Yeah, I understand where you're
We're
going.
3D dimension,
Yeah.
4D dimension. Let's talk God now, yeah?
Uh-huh.
So, the way I conceptualized it is, all God did was create himself a GTA skin that can exist in this game. Why? Because God can't exist here, because we all know that Moses, when he saw God on the mountain, he himself had to transform into something that was not human in order to be in the presence of God. So that simple fact means God cannot be here. So how is God gonna get here? Through a GTA skin. And what
Yeah,
GTA skin was it? It was Jesus. Meaning the same concept. If I take a photo of you and show it to my brethren that's never seen a camera, never seen a photo before,
Yeah.
and he's right here, I say, look, this is my man, yeah? But he's like, nah, how can that be my man when my man's there? Because he's not conceptualizing the fact that a camera can hold still a photo of you while you're still existing right there. The same way we can't conceptualize how the 4D, 5D dimensions work. But the simple fact that we can conceptualize is to be in a GTA game, you need to have a GTA character that's compatible with that 2D universe. So
Yeah,
apply
yeah,
that
it's
same
a good
physics
analogy,
to,
yeah.
do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So if God
It's
was
not
to
bad
exist here,
analogy,
yeah, we can't conceptualize that they're two different things at the same time being the two same things, but we
Yeah.
can conceptualize that your GTA skin and you are two different things, but two same things at the same time.
Yeah, no, it's a good analogy, but the thing, my thing with that is more like the fact that Jesus never said he was
He did.
God. He
He
never.
God's name is I am. Jesus said I am.
But what version though? What
In
version
Hebrew,
of the
in Hebrew.
Bible?
Hence why in English it don't make sense. In Hebrew it says I am. God's name was I am. Yahweh. I'm blowing your head up because I'm actually doing research.
But at the same time, yeah, I feel it. I feel what you're saying, but at the same time,
Because you know what it is? Now, I'll put a hand on you, innit? My granddad researched every religion and taught me while I was young.
No, but imagine this.
So
yeah?
I know a few
No,
things.
I understand. No, I'm not discrediting. I'm just saying that, like, my point is more like if God didn't want to confuse his followers, you know,
He would give Jesus.
No, but
Whereas
he
if he wanted to confuse them, he'd open the sky right there and every single human on earth. But just because he can do it that way, it wouldn't make sense to science, but every human on earth would be able to see it. Even though it doesn't make sense. Why? Because earth is round. But to God, earth is flat. Because he said it in the Bible. How you can put firmament over something when it's a ball? It's around something then, isn't it? So it's not over then. It's around it. So if it's a firmament over it, I don't think the earth is flat or circle. I think it's a shape we cannot conceptualize. Why? Because we haven't actually gone out to space. We haven't actually spoke to God.
you
We haven't
believe that
actually
we-
done a
we
lot of
haven't gone to
stuff.
space.
So a lot of stuff we have to agree, we just don't know.
No, yeah, sure. We like, yeah. Like, I'm not saying that Trinitarians don't have no point of saying that. I'm just saying that the fact that Jesus never actually said, "I am God." Jesus never said, "I am God." He said he probably said, "I am" or whatever, but he never said, like, at least. If
Okay,
go
you know
King James
Genesis,
version-
the first book of Genesis, it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God."
Yeah,
Who's the Word?
but that's the thing. What version though?
They call Jesus the Word.
But what version of the Bible,
The-
bro?
Only the Hebrew one.
No, they actually call
Only-
Jesus the Word. Is
He's
the Word.
and in
because,
the beginning, the Word
Yes.
was with God, and the Word was God.
No,
But it says it in Hebrew.
No, but
Oh.
what I'm trying to say to you is,
Alright.
like, I can show you here a version of the Bible that doesn't say the words was God. I can say,
Yeah.
I can show you versions of certain Bibles that'll say something different about that.
But then here's where my religion will blow your head top even more, yeah? My religion contradicts itself in a sense, yeah, because you're thinking
No,
I'm saying they
not
are
me,
the
not
exact
me.
same people, yeah?
I'm not
But
getting
my
involved.
religion will also say God said to everyone in heaven before earth existed, I need a plan to make all the humans come back to me
Yeah.
off their own will. How are we going to do that? Satan said, I'll force them. Jesus said, I'll go down, I'll be an example, and then die. And the whole story, basically, he planned it all, and God said yes. Jesus and Satan were brothers.
I don't believe in that. But
It blows head tops in it like that. That sounds like a crazy
Yeah.
statement, innit?
Yeah.
But that's what my religion said. There's only certain things that I actually
Yeah.
say, okay, I know that to be true.
Yeah.
Jesus and Satan being brothers, I don't know too tough about that.
What, we've been brothers with Jesus?
No,
you said?
Jesus and Satan.
Satan.
Yeah. Because he wasn't a fallen angel before he was a fallen angel.
yeah.
What was he? He was an angel. And what was Jesus before he was Jesus? He was an angel. Do you get it?
So what
Anyone
do you-
in
Right,
heaven
Oh, so
is
no,
an angel.
So I don't understand. So you
so-
believe Jesus is an angel, you believe Jesus is God. I don't get it.
I can be a forklift driver and be a rapper at the same time.
No, but you can't be an angel and God at the
So
same
before
time.
Earth existed, and when God had just started creating everything, all the spirits in heaven already existed. It's called pre-mortal life, yeah? And in that spirit life, yeah, you get to essentially choose everything you go through when you come down to Earth. Hence why we have to forget everything from heaven to when we come down to Earth.
So you believe in an immortal soul, kind of.
Facts.
But
I
if
believe we'll be resurrected just like Jesus was, except we won't have a body.
But imagine, like, a immortal soul would mean that you was never created.
Exactly.
You always been.
Exactly. Why?
So-
Because was God created?
So how can God create something that never created?
Was God created?
no, God
wasn't, but like
Created?
no.
How long has God existed for? That is not you can't answer that because God was never created,
Yeah,
right?
true.
If God made us in our image and we are spirits, He doesn't make the spirits. The spirit come from Him. We are extensions of Him.
But that's-
Same way
that's-
you are your father's son,
Yeah.
genetics, yeah?
Yeah.
Same way we're our father's son.
Uh-huh.
Jesus wasn't God's only son.
Yeah.
We're all them, yeah? And if we're going to come from God as His son, that means we need some DNA from Him. What
Yeah.
DNA is that? It's an immortal spirit, bro.
Well, that's
Because when you die and you still have conscious, is that a mortal spirit or immortal spirit?
What when we die?
When you die and you're still alive and you're still
But
conscious.
how do you know that? That's the thing.
Because I've heard so many near-death experiences now to the point where I can't deny it.
But you can't
Because
base,
will it
like,
take?
yeah.
Will it? This is the scary part now. Will it actually take you to have to go through a legit near-death experience to say, okay, sorry, Jesus, yes, you're real? For me, it's not gonna, because I've heard enough stories to this point, bro. To the point where Jesus actually gave me these stories, yeah, because I just stumbled across them, yeah. To the point where if I have to go through one, it's almost like a father saying, "Come on, I gave you all these pointers, and you still needed the hardest test."
No, but like, to be fair, like when you see, like, I think near-death experiences can't be used as a way to justify certain theories.
Why?
Because like, in the end of the day, man, like if you're a Christian, you need to guide yourself by what you believe, which is the Bible. And the Bible won't take into account your near-death experience or my near-death experience. It'll take into account of what is written there. And what is written there is like everyone is a creation of God. So that means that everyone had a beginning. Only God didn't have a beginning. How that happened, I don't know. We can't comprehend God fully. Like, that's impossible. That's impossible. You can't comprehend that immortality. Like, we can't comprehend that. Imagine living forever. We can't comprehend that. Because it's too high for us.
So you
But
say,
in the end of the day, we all creation. I think like,
does Jesus have an immortal spirit?
but I believe that God can provide him that. God can make him live forever or whatever God wish him to live.
In
But-
heaven?
In heaven,
But do
wherever
you not believe heaven is for eternity?
So yeah,
Yeah, heaven is forever. There's no end to heaven, right?
there's no end, but all by the grace of God.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
means every spirit that then dies and goes to heaven lives forever in heaven.
Yeah, but it's not really a rule.
Yes.
Everything is a grace of God.
I would
At
say
least
that.
according to my beliefs and belief of Christianity or Islam or Judaism, everything is grace of God. Yeah, you can be in paradise forever, but that doesn't mean you can earn that because like if God wants to give you, he'll give you. If he doesn't want to give you, he doesn't give you. It's not like you can just, oh yeah, if I go paradise, I get to live forever because that's the rules of the paradise. No, this God giving you that grace.
Obviously, that's
you know what I mean?
That's a given fact. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like everything is a grace of God. You know, like He wants to give you mortality. You might never die. You know, you might live in earth forever if God wants to. But the thing is, God. God is the thing that we can't understand. No one can understand. I even think that Jesus, for me, is like second highest in terms of universe. For me, in my beliefs, it's like you can't even comprehend God because He's infinite in being. He never finished. He didn't have a start, and He never finished. So He knows everything. So He created our own reality. So in that way, no grace of Him. If you've been in paradise forever, grace of God. There's no rules here. There's no, oh yeah, I deserve to be in paradise because that's the rules of paradise. So even if God doesn't want me here, I'm in paradise, so I get to be here forever. No, like if you do some dumb stuff, or you think, or imagine you go to paradise and you think that now I can be like God. God, what? No, it's all grace of God. That's what happened to Satan. Satan wasn't a bad angel or a bad creation at like a certain point of time. But maybe after a while, you start thinking that, you know what, I can actually be like God. And I can actually take over and make everyone worship Him. And God is like, nah, what you have is from my grace. I gave you this. You can't take my, holiness.
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
So another day, I do feel that, like, I get your points. Your points are good. But in terms of immortality, I don't think no one is all given. And it can,
Go. Yeah, let's go in.